talking about foul play. So let me pull up my phone, and I will quickly. Actually, no. Let's do this. I have a computer.
Yeah. The thing you're on right now.
I'm already. Yes, correct. Thank you, Stu. That is the kind of insights that you have been bringing to from day one, and we highly value and kind of expect from Stuart Yang. So before we go ahead and go too far off the rails here at this point, we're gonna welcome you guys back to another episode of Dos and a Half Cincos. We are missing our other Cinco at this point. Ben is out of the country, so as always, I'm your host David,
and I guess I'm just Stuart, and there's no third person.
I'm Ben. I guess he joined. No, that was okay.
Yeah. Live from Tokyo. Here's Ben Somali. Ben, what are you seeing out there? Oh Jesus, what has happened to him? He's with his people now, I guess.
Konnichiwa, ramen. What else do they say over there? Ben, this is just for you. I know that you would say this exactly this way. Itadakimasu. Perfect. All right. Well, that was your Ben update for this week. So, this week we have it's a little bit different of a show. Obviously, it's just me and Stu today, but it will not be at a lack of content. As you guys already saw, we were already talking about our fantasy league that, I feel like most of our listeners are a part of. Actually, two people are a part of. Joe, you lost your opportunity. You could have totally joined this league.
Several invites.
More than one. And we even gave you a PS4. I mean, how many other people would do that? To be able to join your friends to, play games online and have be friends.
And it has YouTube on. You can put YouTube on it. That's the best part.
Whoa, wait, Stu, tell me more. What else can this PlayStation 4 do?
Oh, you can play YouTube. You can go to your YouTube playlist. You can check out your YouTube subscriptions.
Wait, kind of like, you mean he could access Dos and a Half Cincos on YouTube?
He could.
Oh, wow, that sounds like an amazing machine. I don't know if I had one of those. I don't think I would be letting it settle and collecting dust with Nathan Drake on it, a special edition version. Is this the point where we give out his address so somebody can go relieve him of this thing?
Well, no, I don't want that because we need to use it when we watch movies at his house for Keith's movie night.
You're right. Correct.
Although he doesn't have an HDMI cable, so if we give out the address, maybe someone can break in and
drop off.
Cable. So his address is...
That would be really preferable because the TV he has, I'm very familiar with, is my TV. So, Joe, plug it in, please. Please use it. We would definitely love it if you guys would tune into Dos and a Half Cincos in all the platforms, so we would get an equal amount of views. Listens to.
What platforms are we on, David?
That's a great question, Stu. Let me tell you about them. The platforms. I'm just kidding. All the platforms are available. We are on Google Play. We are on YouTube. We are on Spotify. We're on SoundCloud. And we are also on Apple Podcasts. So you have no excuses not to pick up Dos and a Half Cincos every single week, coming to you, a couple weeks late usually. But we're getting better at it. We're going to get caught up. Stuff like that. But definitely keep listening. We definitely appreciate all of the support. And we'll definitely look forward to getting you on that one. So back to the show. So, Stu, what else besides the movie of the week this week, which is Zombieland Double Tap, did you see?
I saw. Oh, thank you for asking, Dave. Jesus Christ, this is getting. We gotta turn it down a little bit. Turn it down. Okay, here we go. I watched In the Tall Grass on Netflix, which is a kind of like I guess it's based on a Stephen King novella. Which,
okay.
I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix, but it was pretty good. It was a little, kind of like a little. I would guess it's would be considered a horror movie, but it was just like a little bit scary, but I was more suspenseful, I would say, and maybe a little more of like a mind bender, but it was good. I liked it. It was a good little kind of a short movie to watch and kind of get you in the Halloween season.
Ooh, okay. All right. Well, I'll definitely have to check that one out. Would that be something that you would want to review on the show?
No, not necessarily. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, it came out a while ago, I think, like maybe a couple months ago, so it's not really something. Like there are other like movies in the horror genre coming up or that are out now. I think I don't know if it's horror, but it seems like it would be kind of horror that are out now that I'd rather talk about, but I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. For me, this week I finally finished season 2 of Stranger Things. I am now into season 3, about 4 episodes in. So, I definitely was in agreement with you that I think if they had ended after season 1 or season 2, it would have been very fitting. And then it feels like they're grasping at straws a little bit. They're just like, oh, they're giving us more money. What are we gonna do?
I think it's just because everyone likes it so much.
I mean, it's great. I think the chemistry on camera is fantastic. It's definitely interesting. I feel like if it was me and it was up to, well, I guess up to me, how long this would go. I don't think this should go any longer than 5 seasons. I think that should be it.
Especially because the actors are gonna be like too old by that point.
Hey, how do you feel about playing a 12-year-old kid? I'm 28. Kind of hard for me to be able to kind of hard for me to be able to justify people thinking that I'm still a kid. So,
yeah. But I'm kind of hoping that the success of Stranger Things will kind of spawn a kind of like a wave of these kind of retro style
like throwback
TVs or movies, yeah. Because I think that's one of the biggest aspects to, or one of the the things that attracts viewers to this show is just like the setting and the themes on top of the story and all that stuff. So
yeah, it's really crazy about how much technology that we kind of like take for granted in a lot of the TV shows. It's like, oh, you can't just call somebody in the middle of the like, you have to like think about it and go, dude, why didn't he just, oh wait, he doesn't have a cell phone, of course they couldn't call from the trunk of that car. Or they're out in the middle of the field, they're like, well, where is it possibly, like, right?
Why didn't he just send him a Snapchat?
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, just tweet that you're in trouble. Or Periscope or whatever the kids are into nowadays. It's gonna just slowly, we're just gonna regress back to even further. We'd be like, how can we just post something on your Zango or your MySpace? That kind of thing, or page somebody on a beeper. I don't know. Part of me feels like this is like appropriate for like a beeper age. I don't know why they don't have beepers. Is that not in the 80s?
I don't think so. At least not. I think this begins more in the early 80s to mid 80s. So.
Oh, okay.
It's not quite the late 80s, which I think when the beepers were probably more popular.
Well, then my thing I might be having, I don't know if anybody has watched Stranger Things or they haven't watched it and you guys want to, I'm gonna possibly spoil something, but I definitely want to make a point because I want to ask somebody.
Spoiler. Mini spoiler zone.
Okay, if this is set in the 80s and they didn't have pagers or any of that stuff, then how come the recorder that have you seen season 3 yet?
I've seen it all. I've seen them all.
Oh, okay. The recorder that Dustin has, how is it so small? That looks like something that we have now.
The recorder that he has.
At the very beginning, he records the Russians. Do you remember?
Vaguely.
Okay, whatever. It's fine. It's just some things I'm like noticing, like kind of like the Game of Thrones Starbucks cup. I'm like, is that accurate? 100%. But okay, we don't want to digress on that. That's not our focus. Our focus is on Zombieland and Double Tap. But before we go with that, we do our normal thing, which is our box office rundown. Luckily this week, not very many rated R films came out, so I guess losing Ben this week or the next couple of weeks, not the worst thing in the world. But we'll definitely name some of the things that are up here. So number 1 this week, unseating the blockbuster that is Joker was Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, coming at $36.9 million. Joker, obviously, a little bit of steam has come out, dropped to number 2 with 29. Zombieland, Double Tap, our movie of the week, 26.8. The animated movie Addams Family came in at number 4, even though last week was at number 2. Gemini Man slips another space. I am so surprised that this thing is still like holding strong. Like after watching the previews for it, I'm just like,
Gemini Man?
Yeah.
Didn't it just come out?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, 2 weeks ago. Never mind.
Yeah, this is its second week. So it's now at number 3 with 8.3 million. And then there's a large gap. Abominable, who's been out for 4 weeks, slips to number 6. Downton Abbey, still in the top 10. Was number 5 last week, down to number 7 with 3.1. Judy, the Judy Garland film that Stu would not shut up about, dropped from number 7 to number 8 with 2 million. Hustlers slides from 6 all the way down to 9. It Chapter 2 still holding on to with its Pennywise claws to the top 10, sliding down from number 8 to number 10 with 1.4. The movie that we were supposed to see was Parasite, but that's getting pushed back to next week because apparently they just don't release enough theaters. It's only in 33 theaters in the U.S.
I have to drive down to Buena Park to watch it.
Oh, that's where I'm going.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So maybe, you know what? We'll talk after the show.
Okay.
Number 12 is Jexy, sliding all the way down from number 9. Ad Astra finally falls out of the top 10 at number 13. Some of the other ones of note, Rambo was outside looking in, still out that way. It looks like he's going to fade out into the night. He's
going to ride off into the sunset.
That's right, on his horse.
Just like he did in the actual movie. And that doesn't. It's not a spoiler because we've already talked about this in a previous episode
that we haven't released yet. So
yes.
Hopefully, but
well, by the time this one comes out,
oh, it'll be way out of the stratosphere. They'll be like,
they're still talking about Rambo.
They're talking about Rambo. That was so August, and it's like December 1st. Hopefully, we catch up. We're gonna catch up. I promise. Jojo Rabbit is debuting this week. And it doesn't break into the top 10. It is number 17 with 340,000. But as that, Ben would have probably mentioned if he was here, it is only in 5 theaters across the country. So give it time.
Impressive.
It will be correct. It will be That's a lot of money for 5 theaters. That means that each theater brought in $70,000. And if we assume that each one of those tickets costs roughly about I know it's probably around $12, but I don't want to do that much math. That means that 7,000 people went to go see this at each one of those theaters. That's an incredible amount of people going to see that.
Yes,
for sure. Lion King down from 13 all the way to 19, and then Peanut Butter Falcon number 20 stays there, and then Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I know, an oldie, a goodie, and we throw all the way back now at number 22. So it looks like there's like some places that still haven't gotten a chance to see some of these movies, but we definitely have reviewed them. We definitely encourage them and stuff like that. So, maybe by the time you actually hear this, maybe it might come back. Or Jojo Rabbit might be like a huge smash hit. We don't know. So, but yeah, that's our box office rundown. Stu, what do you think?
Well, one thing, I have one quick question before I get into it. And I'm sure the audience might have this question as well.
Sure.
Are we doing top 10 or top 22 now? Because
it's just I know. No. It's top 10, but I thought there were some interesting names that were in there. Obviously, I didn't mention like Pain and Glory, Lighthouse, Linda Ronstadt, The Sky Is Pink.
Now you're doing it. You're doing it now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shout out to those movies.
All right, now on the number 47 on the list, let's take a look at this.
Spider-Man, Aladdin slides all the way down to number 46. So you're 45 minutes later. The Art of Racing in the Rain, number 40.
It's never gonna end.
Ready or Not. I mean, we were just
back in 1995. The top 10. One thing I read about, which I thought was kind of interesting and then also kind of silly at the same time, was about Gemini Man, or how when they recorded Ang Lee or whatever when they filmed it, they filmed it in such a way that it was supposed to make the difference between old Will Smith and young Will Smith look almost like it was supposed to it was supposed to cross that uncanny valley. It was supposed to just like, because like, you know, the uncanny valley where like things like just look, you try to make it look too like you know, realistic and it looks too weird, but they filmed it that way, but then none of the theaters, basically no theaters, are equipped to show the movie in that fashion, which was like 4K 3D, you know, super ultra whatever 4K.
Oh, okay.
So 120 hertz like
oh, so it's supposed to be so live that it looks like those guys are supposed to, like, those guys aren't, it's not just like Will Smith playing
like it doesn't look CGI'd, it looks like young Will Smith, like that's what I read, how it was actually filmed and made, but unfortunately no theaters in the US can actually display it.
Well, what theater can handle something like that?
None.
Is this made
there's
for
none.
just China?
Oh, I don't know. I just know
maybe
that...
for home viewing. Maybe that'll be like, oh my gosh, like this movie in theaters sucked, but in like on your TV screen, your 4K, your 10K, or whatever the hell, however much you spent on it, maybe that's the one that'll, you know, that'll get you.
Yeah, I think
I don't know. I feel like Dolby Digital. They have Dolby Digital. That doesn't count.
No,
that one's got like deeper darks and blacks and stuff like that.
I think it had to do with the frames per second, because there are some theaters that are equipped with like 60 frames per second, like 4K 3D, whatever. I don't know what the resolution. Maybe not 4K.
Oh, but it's not 120.
It's
4K,
not. Yeah,
3D.
It needed to be 120, and nobody has that. So
well, Ang Lee, a pioneer beyond his years.
Yep. So that was.
And so was the movie Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. The U.S. was not ready for such an artistic movie.
Yeah.
And also the Hulk, and also Life is Pi.
Oh God, he did do the Hulk, didn't he?
He did. But he did the one with Ed Norton. I like that one to an extent. I mean, it's obviously not. Crap, what's his name? Oh God.
Eric,
oh God.
Not Eric Bana. Hey, Eric, no, not Eric Bana.
That's the name of the guy who turns into the Hulk.
Janine Garofalo. Mark Ruffalo. There we go.
There we go. I was like, who's Gene Ruffalo? It's fine.
Janine Garofalo.
We will figure it out. So yeah. That's such a disappointment though. But I mean that kind of what happened, right? I mean, it's also the same thing, right? Avatar did so well because it broke ground, but at the same time, I like if you review Avatar in its base, I'm just like, this is a kind of a basic movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's Pocahontas or Dancing with Wolves, but with
correct,
but aliens instead of.
But also with 3D, because that was like the thing,
3D,
right? You had to watch it in 3D. James Cameron shot it in 3D, and I'm like, wow, what a gimmick.
Yep.
So, you know, part of me kind of wants to see Gemini Man just to see if maybe it was decent or anything like that. But
I mean, I'd probably wait for it to be on HBO or something.
I will wait for it to hit HBO, and then I will, you know, probably rent the Blu-ray, which is 4K, and then play it on Evan's TV and see if it changes.
Like, I can't tell the difference.
What are you talking about? Whoa, Will Smith is fighting Will Smith.
It's Fresh Prince versus who's one of
Will
his
Smith.
One of his later roles.
The guy from Independence Day. I don't know.
Ah, shit! I should know his
Hitch.
name. I should be kicked off this podcast for not knowing his character name.
Sorry.
Captain Will Smith.
Is it really his name? That'd have been so great if you're like
Stephen Hiller.
What is Will Smith's name? Smith.
Captain Stephen Hiller.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you know, this podcast is going to keep going.
No, wait.
By the time Independence. What?
Fresh Prince was like the same era as Stephen Hiller, so that's.
I'm sorry, that wasn't good. Oh, Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah, but nobody remembers his name from that.
Okay. Gemini Man.
Mike Lowry from Bad Boys. I don't know.
Oh, speaking of Bad Boys.
Yes.
Trailer.
Ooh, yeah.
Wow.
I thought we already talked about this, or do you want to talk about it now?
We can talk about. Well, I mean.
Well, did you just see
it?
it?
You guys mentioned it. I just saw it when I was watching Zombieland.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, I part of me remembers partially that you guys, but I wanted to. I don't know. I made myself feel like this was a discovery on my own.
Okay.
I was like, oh my goodness, it happened. So, But yeah, I am so excited. We definitely need to do a Bad Boys marathon before.
Yeah, especially because Ben has not seen Bad Boys 1 or 2, which makes me want to murder him.
No wonder we kicked him off the podcast.
Yeah.
This is the half and cinco and a half podcast.
But I saw Hot Fuzz, and I saw the part from.
He always watches all the cult stuff, but then doesn't watch anything that normal people
doesn't know the source material. Freaking millennial, freaking Zoomer.
Yeah, Zoomer. Everybody needs a Zoomer. Hey, but yeah, anything else you noticed on this top 10 list or box office rundown?
Not really. I mean,
besides that, I went all the way down to 24.
Yeah, that was. I enjoyed that. It looks like there are a couple movies on here that in the top 22 that David did that look like they're supposed to be really good, but unfortunately, just due to their small release, wherever their release locations, that they're just not gonna break into this top 10. Like for example, Parasite, and then
Jojo Rabbit for sure.
Jojo Rabbit, The Lighthouse, which is the movie I mentioned earlier that I wanted to see. That looks pretty.
The one with Willem Dafoe.
And Robert Pattinson.
Yes.
Patterson.
Yeah, Pattinson.
Yeah, so that looks pretty good. I'm looking forward to that one. But yeah, it's unfortunate that it seems like they're just not going to crack into that top 10 just because they don't have the big Hollywood backing.
That's our job as patrons, is to reward that kind of effort.
Yeah, so join us next week when we see Abominable.
It's really tough to be able to see it if it's only in 5 and 8 theaters collectively. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Parasite, 33 theaters. Holy moly! I'm lucky that 4 of them are in Southern California. I mean, I was trying to go see one on Monday, and then I was like, "Oh, it's in Burbank." No, not happening. So. But yeah, hopefully there'll be more wide releases. As long as these stay in the top 20, hopefully that'll give us enough time to be able to go see it. Because I know for a fact Jojo Rabbit, huge movie I wanted to see because I think it was going to be really good. But I'm thinking because it's only released at only 5, there might be a more wide release. We might get a couple hundred. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Is that even showing anywhere near us right now?
I don't think so. It might be. Oh, it might be at the ArcLight, or it might be at Alamo. Because I know Alamo does stuff like this.
Well, I mean, if we needed another excuse to go to Alamo, I mean,
why? Can you imagine what? Can you imagine what the adult milkshake is for the Jojo Rabbit?
Oh, something.
It'd probably be it'd be something with chocolate because it's Adolf Hitler. It's the Hitler stash or something like that.
Does Hitler like chocolate?
Well, I mean, it's German.
All right, hang on, real quick.
We'll call it the Third Reich.
Hitler. Hang on. Hitler's favorite food. All right.
Oh God! I thought you were gonna look at the menu at Alamo. Not
no. We're learning some history here.
It's Swiss chocolate.
Oh, look at this! All you vegetarians, guess who was also a vegetarian? Adolf Hitler.
Yeah. So being vegan makes you a fascist.
Yeah. Way to go, guys! You guys are now literally Hitler. Oh, here we go. We got Core. What were some of Hitler's favorite foods? He loved pastries. Well, I mean, that's all they eat in Germany, isn't it?
Yeah, they love the strudel.
The pastries. The
pastries. We love our strudel. Strudel, Heiden, and our Wiener Schnitzels. Was that a thing? Yeah, we'll go with that.
I mean, everyone likes pastries, but anyways.
That's true. But the crazy thing is, maybe that's the reason why he attacked France, is because pot of choux
just wanted all those pastries.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's the lessons learned is maybe we should just give them more pastries.
Yep.
All right, well that does it for our box office rundown. Before we I guess we could just jump right into it.
Just do it.
Jump right into it. Yeah,
let's do it.
Just do it. So we're gonna run into our movie of the week this week. This movie was Zombieland Double Tap, the 10-year wait for the sequel to Zombieland.
The sequel we've all been waiting for.
But was it?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out right now.
Right, literally right now.
Yeah. So Ben, what's the synopsis that you have for us?
Oh, so Tallahassee, Columbus, Wichita, and Little Rock are back in action in this action comedy zombie packed sequel to Zombieland, or Zombie, if you will. I just made that up. Uh, Join your favorite dysfunctional zombie slaying squad as they travel across Zombieland, encountering new friends and new zombies as they each try to find meaning in the zombie apocalypse.
Wow, Ben, that was fantastic. So, since Ben gave us that fantastic summary, as you always do, I guess it flipped heads this time. Stu, what did you think of the film?
I know I need to come up with a new way to phrase my initial review, but I liked it. It was fun. It was a fun zombie flick. And I think honestly, I don't really remember too much of Zombieland 1, but I think I liked this one better than Zombieland 1.
Okay.
And I think Woody Harrelson. I love just I think he's great, and he was great in this movie too.
Absolutely.
And even the chemistry among the other actors, Jesse Eisenberg and Emma Stone. Emma Stone? Smith? Emma Stone. Yeah, Emma Stone.
Yes.
Who's Emma Smith? Is that the person?
That would.
That
Great
is
question.
the first wife of Joseph Smith. Okay, let's not go down that road. I don't know why that name was in my head. Anyways, but yeah, I thought it was a fun zombie flick. So I give it a 7 out of 10.
Nice. I love the fact. For me, I love the fact that I feel like we just saw Jay and Silent Bob, right? We saw a Kevin Smith movie, and Rosario Dawson was in it.
Oh, yes.
Rosario Dawson. And she's in this one, too. And I was just like, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, I felt like I was almost like watching the same thing, but this is much more well-crafted. It's much
Yeah.
less.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But
real quick,
yeah.
because I don't know why. I think we mentioned it on the last episode, but now I was thinking about it, like, man, that movie was literally all just callbacks and references to other Kevin Smith movies.
Yep, that's what I told everybody that was like, oh, what did you think of Jay and Silent Bob reboot? And I was like, well, here's the thing is, I was so grateful that, I mentioned this last time, is that all the people around were mentioning some of the callbacks, and it was helpful to me to be able to place them, because it didn't immediately click for me. So I told them, I was like, I would definitely go back to watch some of them other movies just to make sure that you can catch up a little bit, because there are some stuff that if I didn't have the help, it would have gone over me like easily. And I would have been like, that was funny, but I don't remember why it was funny, because it was like stuck in the recesses of my mind. But as you mentioned before, Woody Harrelson kills it. I am so glad. I know that in Zombieland, the original one, like there's that portion where it's like mostly Jesse Eisenberg in the first beginning, and we all love his character at the same time. But I think Woody Harrelson just like steals the show, and the fact that it's like I love him in everything he's done, especially in like Now You See Me, like the wait, was that also Jesse Eisenberg in that one too?
I don't know if there's like two guys who are similar in like that stature, that type of person. I know you're talking. You See Me. It might have been.
I think it was him. Yeah, I think it was him. And then Isla Fisher and then that kind of stuff. Or maybe they're just body doubles for each other. But
yeah,
regardless.
It was Jesse Eisenberg. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so when they work together, it always is a good time. Like, I had a lot of fun watching it. I would give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, this was better than Zombieland, the original, even though I hadn't seen it. But I'm pretty sure if I were to go back, I would still pick the same. I definitely was a little bit shocked to see that they had kind of sidelined Abigail Breslin, just based on whatever it is. But, based on where their career trajectories have been, Emma Stone, Jesse Eisenberg, and Woody Harrelson clearly are the stars of the show, and they definitely play that. But at the same time, there's also a fourth star of the show, was the zombies. I thought that this time it was extremely entertaining. There were parts where, it was kind of unexpected, stuff like that. It definitely was like, it was able to bridge the ability to be able to say like, oh, here's a throwback, but at the same time, it's new. Right. So it didn't alienate anybody. You didn't need to see the original one, because they did the same style for everything. If you like this one, you're going to really like the old one too, that kind of thing. So fantastic film, 8 out of 10. I think if Ben had seen this, I would have probably think he would probably give it a 7.5 or 8, probably roughly speaking. But yeah, I think it was a fantastic film. Definitely say see it.
Yeah, and I wanted to give it higher, but we'll get into that in the spoiler zone.
Which I think if you got nothing else, let's just dive right. Let's
fucking
just dive right in.
Let's just do it.
All right, just put on your spoiler suits. We're diving in the deep end. You've been warned. We're going into the spoiler zone. Head first.
Come on, guys, let's go.
All right, follow me into the spoiler zone. Blue? I don't know.
All right, yeah, that's good enough.
Right. Okay. So Stu, why 7, not 8?
So there's a couple of reasons why I dinged it, and again, I think the first reason is probably is in my wheelhouse for my strengths, I guess, for this podcast.
Oh god, the gun stuff.
No, not necessarily the gun stuff. Well, So this is the big gripe.
No.
Yes. No,
okay.
But yes. It wasn't so much a problem with necessarily guns. It was for a zombie movie, where Jesse Eisenberg's character is so focused on his rules, because he has like a list of rules he knows by, like the back of his hand. One rule that he doesn't seem to have, which seems pretty glaring and pretty a blatant rule that you should have, is that it should be no full auto. No full auto. It's a waste of bullets.
You need to save your ammo.
Waste of bullets, and they were full autoing everything. And I know maybe it's like that's more appealing to audiences and whatever. It's not as fun to see, it's not fun to see them take well-aimed shot, like line up a shot for, and then just take one shot. So I know it's probably, more for cinematic reasons, but still, for me, not having a rule for no full auto is egregious to me. Also, and as a secondary one to that, it should be, it's a zombie movie. We all know the zombie archetype, I guess. Is zombie archetype? Whatever. It should be headshots only. Why are you shooting him in the body? That doesn't do anything. We all know that. Everyone knows that. David, do you know that?
That's true. Yes, that is zombie killing 101.
Yeah, headshots only.
You go for the brain, because that's where, that's how you kill them.
Yeah.
But that's unless you run into a T-800.
That's true. There's no stopping the T-800.
Yeah, so why does... Okay, then here's the thing is, then why does falling off a building, 100 stories? I don't know.
I mean, it was a pretty tall building.
Why would that kill them if a bullet wouldn't kill them?
I think it would... the impact would damage the brain, or whatever zombie function it has would be destroyed from the impact, I would say, at least for the most part. Maybe like some of them might have lived if they landed on top of other, the pile that had already formed down there.
I see. Yeah, like almost like soften the landing.
Yeah, but I think for the most part the impact would do it. And it was a cool kill, and like you said, it was. Zombie.
No, that was the zombie kill of the century.
Yeah, like you said, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was definitely, that was my main gripe. Why I that wasn't the main. I mean, that wasn't why I gave it a 7. That would have only been a reason to give it like an 8. The other thing, which is kind of funny, because I probably would have never noticed this until if we hadn't started doing this. But it seems now there's a trend in movies where when they do some kind of defensive setup, they do it in an unrealistic amount of time. Like an unreasonable amount of time.
Wait, so you're saying that they all went to the same school that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did?
Yeah,
to be able to set up a island.
I don't want to put this all on The Rock because I'm noticing the trend now. That doesn't mean it started with The Rock. It could have been started. I'm sure if I look back, it's probably been going on since the silent era.
Yeah, probably.
so where something happens, they need to set up defenses.
What's his name? Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's notorious for that.
Setting up his defenses in 30 seconds or less, or your money back.
Yeah.
Sounds like Balrog Ben.
Yeah. So that was, I guess I'm the one who's griping about that this time, only because it seems like it's a trend. like So I'm gonna keep an eye on. Keep an eye
Well,
on that.
I mean, yeah. Well, then it begs the question. Then, would you prefer that that they kind of like give you a time lapse to let you know how much time has passed before this thing happens?
No, I think it would have been it. So the part we're talking about specifically, and it's okay
Is
because when spoilers
when Harrelson when Tallahassee's driving and he runs into the T-800
Yes.
and then drives back, correct?
Yes.
And then he has enough time to warn them,
Yes.
enough time to be able to roll the biodiesel, tell
Right.
everybody the setup to be able to do the gauntlet,
Yep.
and then tear down the thing, and then also set up the spinning thing to be able to grab their attention, even though they were all attracted to the freaking fireworks already.
Right. Well, I guess the spinny thing was more to funnel them into that specific area. So I don't have a gripe with that.
Okay.
But they could, to me, it would have all been fine. They could have done the same thing. Woody Harrelson driving along, or Tallahassee driving along, sees the herd, turns around, goes back, does all that stuff. If they didn't have the herd already sprinting in that direction.
Correct.
If they would have just been ambling in that direction, then yeah, it would have worked for me.
Oh, kind of like if he had for example, was driving, he was leaving, right, and then he was reminiscing, blah blah blah, and then just slams into one,
Right.
and it's not like they're already charging that direction.
Right.
Okay,
If they were just ambling in that direction, it would have made a lot more sense to me. But because they were in full sprint, and these are T800s, which are the faster, stronger ones, the amount of time it would have taken them would have been a lot shorter than I think than they would have had time to for setup. But so that was kind of another reason I dinged it.
Okay.
I have a couple smaller ones, but I feel like I've been talking too long, so.
No, that's fine. I mean, you're filling in the airtime that Ben would have filled.
Okay, yeah, I'll take some of Ben's time. This is a smaller reason why I docked it a point, not a point, but just contributed to it. I'll just lump these 2 points in together. I know that the pacifists. How do you survive in a zombie apocalypse as a pacifist? I don't get it. How do you do it?
With peace and love, bruh.
I don't think zombies care about that. But
if they're more scared of us than we are of them,
I don't think so.
They're afraid of hemp.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was I'm sure this was more of a a thing for the plot, more kind of almost semi-comic relief that there were just something to get Tallahassee pissed off about.
It's to melt the guns.
Yeah. Which I was right there with him. I was getting annoyed by the stupid pacifists also. Right when they walked in, we melted your gun down into a peace symbol. I was so angry. I was so angry.
I don't know, that that molten thing doesn't look like. Here's the thing: if you melt a gun, doesn't the gunpowder go off?
Well, I mean, I would have to assume. I don't think it goes off in the traditional sense that it would
Fire.
Yeah,
Explode.
I mean it'll ignite, but if everything's already melting, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll have to go try it out sometime. We'll have to go to a steel mill and drop a fully loaded gun into the molten steel. Oh shit!
It's real.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit!
Oh,
Already in the deck.
Oh god, it's real.
This is not a drill. This is not a drill.
The last point I had, and this is probably more. This one probably makes more sense. Is in the beginning when he was talking about the 3 types of ninja, or not ninjas, three types.
Yeah,
of
the
zombies.
3 types of zombies.
We'll talk about 3 ninjas some other time, but
we'll let Sean talk about the ninjas.
Yeah, so there was the Homers, there was the Hawkings, and then there was the ninja zombies. We got to see the Homers in the movie. We got to see the Hawkings in the movie. We did not get to see any ninjas.
That's true.
So
maybe the ninjas were the ones that turned into T-800s.
Ooh, how about this? Maybe the ninjas were there. We just didn't see them because they're ninjas.
Ooh. So you think do you think there's a setup for a third one?
I don't know. I mean, because I don't feel like there was a setup for the second one. so, I would say no. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any kind of they didn't have any kind of cliffhangers to a third one. But if they did make a third one, I'm sure they just like this one, they'll find a way to do it. And hopefully Rosario Dawson will be in it again.
That would be awesome. She definitely was I wanted to see more of Rosario Dawson and Woody Harrelson's characters together.
There's a major babe alert. She is a babe in that movie. When she shows up, like at the end, oof.
Oh, I know. Saves the day in the monster truck. Come on, how do you not like that?
And she's got the cowboy gun. Oof, that's.
Oh yeah, the revolver. Knows how to use it.
I'm done. That's it. Game over.
Yep. All right. Well, I think Stu's done for the rest of this episode. I'm just gonna tag in.
I'm gonna look at some Rosario Dawson pictures.
So overall, fantastic. I was really saddened to see that they had kind of minimized Abigail Breslin's role, because she had a minor role in the last one too. So I was hoping that maybe we'd be a little bit more, except for the fact that it's like she's just a star-crossed lonely teenager, I guess is the best way to put it, and just like so desperate for love that she runs off with this hippie dude. I don't know. To me, that just didn't. Yeah, Berkeley. It didn't seem as real, but Luke Wilson was awesome. That was great, and then also getting to see Thomas Middleditch as Flagstaff. That was a nice treat in the middle, just to be able to kind of break up everything. That they would see each other and they're like, man, I hate these guys, and then you're like, oh, they're talking about each other. So, but yeah, I thought it was really weird that Emma Stone and Jesse Eisenberg's characters got together. I was just like, that? Okay.
Well,
I guess
weren't they together in the first? Didn't they get together at the end of the first one? I don't really remember. I think they did.
I need to watch it again. But yeah. But overall speaking, I like the film. I think for the most part, if it's a good film, I'll give it an 8. I don't think I want to be able to reserve 9s and 10s for really outstanding stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, 8 doesn't mean don't see it. Yeah.
We haven't cracked the elusive 10. We haven't gotten there yet. No one's dropped that one. We haven't
gotten a 10 yet, so that's gonna be.
It's gonna be a momentous day.
Yeah, no popping the 10 cherry this year, I guess. But yeah, no, the fantastic films. I know that Ben would probably say something about some of the things that we missed, like some Easter eggs or something like that. But
yeah, something about overall, the director, or the best boy, or the gaffer,
the fluffer.
Whoa! I don't think it's that kind of movie. That's Zombieland double fap, I think, is what you're talking about.
Counting it. So yeah, other than that, like, I think the movie was pretty well done. I really liked the pacing. It didn't feel like it was, an hour and a half. I definitely would love to see a third one, especially if they were to expand a little bit more Rosario Dawson. I'm pretty sure, Stu would. We have a vote with that.
Approved.
I definitely would. I definitely welcome that. That would definitely be a lot of fun. But honestly speaking, I'd also be okay if it just ended like this, because those two movies together, are a duo, were really good.
And it had it had a pretty good ending if they were to end it here.
Yeah.
And so hopefully, if they do make another one, it'll be, organic feeling. Like it won't feel forced.
Oh yeah, I mean, maybe we might get another one in 10 years after Emma Stone and Woody Harrelson. Hopefully, Woody Harrelson's not dead by then.
I mean, he's not that old.
No, not by age. I think he just.
Oh, from his lifestyle.
Lifestyle, yeah. And then Jesse Eisenberg, I'm sure will be still looks like a 14-year-old.
Yeah, he seems to me like he would have like a secret
weird fetish.
coke addiction that like he would end up dying from.
Well, maybe you should shoot Zombieland 3 before that happens.
Okay,
but
yeah.
Before we wrap this up, I definitely love the Bill Murray edition.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you if you stuck around for the stinger.
Of course, I stuck around to be able to see him do his version of Garfield 3. Come on. Then Al Roker asking him if we could do the hairball together. That was awkward as hell.
Yeah. But... So apparently he was he's the zombie zero. He was the first zombie or something.
Oh, I know. He was patient zero.
Yeah. He's
Al Roker.
So just so everyone knows, in the universe of Zombieland, Al Roker became the first zombie by trying to do the Garfield hairball with Bill Murray. At least that's how I understood that scene.
I loved the fact that Rosario Dawson's like, I almost murrayed you. And he goes, what did you say? Yeah, did you hear that the comedy actor, the beloved comedy actor, I'm going to kill him too if I find out who that is.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. And,
in Columbus.
Fact, that whole the whole fight scene between when Luke Wilson and what's the other guy's name? Flagstaff.
But I just remembered Thomas Middleditch.
Yeah, when they became zombies, and that whole fight scene when like they're fighting, they're basically their alter egos or their doppelgangers. I think that was a really well done scene. It almost felt like it was a continuous shot, which I'm sure it wasn't. But just the way they filmed it and they were do all the cuts and stuff, it was pretty great. That was probably my favorite scene of the movie.
It kind of reminded you almost like one of those like Three Stooges movies where like one guy's like chasing the other one and then you switch over and there's more action that's happening. Absolutely. No, that was fantastic for sure.
And then, Tallahassee's infatuation with Elvis is pretty funny. So,
but yeah, overall fantastic movie. I think if you enjoyed zombie films and laughing, I don't know very many people who don't like that combination.
Zombie.
Zombies.
Zombie, trademark, TMTM.
Yeah, TMTM. If you don't like those, then you probably aren't listening to this podcast. But if you are, I definitely would suggest seeing it. Really great movie. It's fun, and you'll be entertained. Stu, you got anything else? Nope.
I think that's it. No, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna exit the spoiler zone. Just get through all this.
Oh man, there's so many spoilers in there.
Woo! Okay.
Do not go in there.
So we're gonna talk about our movie for next week. I think it's pretty clear we're gonna end up seeing Parasite. Are you on board with that?
Yep. We just have to make sure I can get out to Buena Park to see it.
Yeah. So, either that or we're gonna have to watch Abominable.
Oh God, I hope not.
Angry Birds 2.
Maybe like if there's a good movie like that out during April Fools, like that'd be pretty.
I'm sure there'll be, or we'll find something. I'm sure.
We'll say next week we're going to be reviewing Star Wars. They decided to make the Obi-Wan movie, and then it just turns out to be Angry Birds 3.
Let's hope not. I would love to see an Obi-Wan movie. So yeah, that'll pretty much do it for us on this week's episode of Dos and a Half Cincos. We're going to be reviewing Parasite next week. We do have a special clip from Ben, who actually got a quick preview of Parasite before he left, and he did leave us a nice tidbit saying that it was going to be an interesting movie, and he said definitely look out for that one. If you got anything else, Steven?
No, I think we did pretty good with. I think we can get rid of Ben. I don't think we need him. So. Well,
I mean, I think we extracted a lot of the value out of Ben already, and I think we just keep reusing.
Yeah, like we got the rated R thing down.
Yeah, and then the children's movie. This is a Disney film.
Yeah, Disney always does well, even though their movies might suck. I think we got it. So.
Yeah, I think we're good. We're totally good. We don't need him.
Yeah.
But yeah, well. Ben, we hope you're enjoying your ramen in Japan, you bastard.
Yeah. Thanks for TFTI, by the way.
Yeah, I know. What? Maybe we'll go to Japan without Ben, and we're gonna record a special episode of Dos and a Half Cincos while eating ramen.
Yeah.
Be like, take that. I'm sure Ikokuya or Daikokuya is probably even better over there. I think that's
I was actually getting into a debate with Ben about I actually don't like the Daikokuya as much as Ikosha.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think it really depends on the mood, but you know what? Let's not get into this.
Well, we don't have another 45 minutes.
No, we don't have another 3 hours.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe we'll dip our little toes in next time and a little bit of ramen broth for maybe. We'll talk about that. Yeah, it's gonna be nice and oily and
thick.
2
C's.
Well, thanks again for joining us for another episode of Dos and a Half Cincos. As always, I'm your host, David.
And I'm Stuart.
And I'm Ben. Oh, you were there the whole time. Well, I guess we didn't need you.
I'm Ben. Oh, God, wait. Disney's going to get us now.
They were already going to get us when we told them about the Disney thing in the first place.
Oh.
It's going to be okay. But we did shout out Lion King. It is still in the top 20.
Oh, that's why you went that far down the list.
You gotta respect the mouse.
David, is Disney there with you right now? Are they? Did they make you do that?
If I blink twice.
Click your mouse twice if they are. Oh God, I think Disney killed it, David.
No, I'm still here, kicking and screaming. So, but yeah, join us next week where we'll be reviewing Parasite, and as always, we always do the box office rundown. Don't forget to tip your Reiki masters, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Seems awfully fish. And here's the thing: is he even prioritized and was trying to pick up OG Nobody. Got him.
OG.
Dude, we should really do it. And Nobody. You know what? I'm starting to think maybe we don't need Ben so much.
Yeah. Sorry, Ben.
Sorry, Ben. You've been done skis. Yeah, I don't know. Does that seem like a very odd amount?
It does, and for the sake of the joke, I do think there is some foul play. We need to launch an inquiry. We need some committees to investigate this.
Here's the problem. I think the investigative committee is also the commissioner. We'd have to subpoena all computer records.
Oh, hopefully
and phone records.
Hopefully, he didn't keep them on a private server in his basement.
Oh, that definitely is incriminating already. Orville, we want to see your tax returns and your private emails
and your private email server. Come on, put them on the table. We want to see.